Hermes, the messenger of the gods. Hermes was one of the 12 Olympian gods, and was god of trade, thieves, travelers, sports, athletes, and border crossings, guide to the underworld. He was the second youngest Olympian god, and was the son of Zeus and Maia, one of the 7 Pleiades and daughter of the Titan Atlas. The god of boundaries and transitions. Hermes was known to be quick and cunning, and had the ability to freely move between the mortal and divine worlds. It is this skill that made him a luck-bringing messenger to the gods, an intercessor between mortals and the divine. He is also the patron and protector of travelers, herdsmen, thieves, orators and wit, literature and poets, athletics and sports, invention and trade. In some myths Hermes is also depicted as a trickster, where he would outwit the gods either for the good of humankind, or for his own personal amusement and satisfaction. Both Homer and Hesiod portrayed Hermes as the author of skilled or deceptive acts, and also as a benefactor of mortals. Hermes was the son of Zeus and Maia, one of the Pleiades. He primarily served as the herald or messenger of the gods. Hermes was the god of shepherds, land travel, and literature. More specifically, he was known as a patron of poetry. His interests were varied and widespread. In his role as herald, it also fell to him to conduct souls to Hades. As was the case with other gods, Hermes was known for abundant love affairs with mortals, goddesses, and nymphs. According to some sources, Hermes was associated with fertility and good fortune. Hermes is most often presented as a graceful youth, wearing a winged hat and winged sandals. This is how he appeared to Perseus when he and Athena arrived to help the hero kill Medusa. Hermes was considered a trickster due to his cunning and clever personality. Hermia was the name given to the riotous festivals thrown in his honor. Hermes was born in a cave on a mountain in Arcadia. He was conceived and born within the course of one day. His son Pan was half man, half goat. Pan's mother was named Dryope, and she was terrified of her son's strange appearance. Abderus, another of Hermes' sons, was a friend to Hercules. He met his fate when he was devoured by the mares of Diomedes. Hermaphroditus, also known as Aphroditus, was an androgynous deity and the offspring of Hermes and Aphrodite. The tortoise is a symbol of Hermes. Hermes freed Io, one of Zeus' lovers, from the giant Argus. Hermes talked the nymph Calypso into releasing Odysseus. Hermes played a part in the infamous love story of Orpheus and Eurydice. After Eurydice is granted one day on earth with her husband, it is Hermes who escorts her back to the underworld. He was a patron of thieves. On the day of his birth, Hermes stole Apollo's cattle. He was the only one other than Hades and Persephone who was allowed to leave the underworld without consequence. He was the god of boundaries, both literal and figurative. God of thievery, messengers, roads, merchants, travel, astrology, astronomy, trade, athletics, cunning wiles, language, writing, persuasion, invention, hospitality, athletes, commerce, boundaries, transitions, diplomacy symbols, caduceus, winged sandals, talaria, lyre, winged helmet, wand sacred animals, snake, rooster, tortoise parents, Zeus and Maia consort, Merope, Aphrodite, Dryope, Pytho children, Pan, Hermaphroditus, Angelia, and Palestra causing trouble with Apollo. Hermes snuck away. While his mother slept, he went out to Apollo's golden sun cattle. He picked the 50 best cows, and fastened a broom on their tails and bark on their hooves. To confuse Apollo further, he herded them backwards, and fastened bundles of branches unto his feet, making it look as if a giant herded something in, but nothing out. He sacrificed them to the Olympians, including himself. He took the entrails of the sacrificed cows and made the lyre. Apollo stormed into the cave, because he had just realized what had happened, and demanded Hermes to give him his cattle. Hermes told him there were no cattle in his mother's cave. Apollo stormed up to Olympus and told the problem to Zeus. The Olympians laughed. Zeus told Hermes to take Apollo to his cattle, and so he did. Apollo forgave him, but counted his cows. There were 2 missing, and his anger flared back. Before he could do anything, Hermes played his lyre. Apollo calmed and asked for the lyre. Hermes drove a hard bargain, asking for his caduceus and his whole herd. Apollo grudgingly agreed, joining the Olympians. When he arrived to become an Olympian, Zeus needed someone to leave Olympus to bring the gods' words to the mortals. Hermes chose Athena, and Athena chose Hermes. His argument was settled by a vote upon the Olympians and Hermes. Aphrodite, Hephaestus, Apollo, and Ares chose Hermes. Hermes had left and went down to earth, helping mortals. Hermes was given magic sandals, a golden winged hat, and a cape to hide his things in. He was made Zeus's messenger. Io and an argument. Zeus told Hermes to set free Io from Hera's secret garden. He went there, and sang a song to Argus. After this, told him a long, boring story. Argus closed 50 eyes, then the other 50. He had died of boredom. He set Io free. Hera was angry at Hermes for killing her servant, and called for a vote to kill him. Hera tossed a pebble at Hermes, and the others threw pebbles at him. He was soon covered in pebbles. Hermes was forgiven, and all was right again. The caduceus of Hermes. In ancient times, the caduceus was the main symbol of god Hermes and one of the most classic symbols of